Hey everyone, welcome to the workshop. Today we're going to kind of do a two-in-one video. I'm going to show you how to take this 2x8 and make it look like a live edge, and then also take this 2x8 and make a floating shelf just with whatever I have in the garage. So let's get started. First thing you want to do to make your live edge is to cut a piece of 2x8 to the desired length. I'm going to make a 4 foot, so a 48-inch floating shelf. So I'm using a 2x8. So we cut it at 4 feet already. And then next you'll have to take your jigsaw and kind of angle it. So I have a DeWalt jigsaw here, the 20-volt max. And to see the back here, there's a little lever here. If you loosen it, so it'll pop off this way, and that's the tighten, loosen. So if you've used it, like this is the first time I'm going to angle this, you're going to get some, I took the plastic off, there's gunk in here. You might have to use like a air compressor. You might have to bang it to get it to maneuver like more. So you want to angle away from the wood so it actually cuts into the wood, but I don't want to put the angle too much. My DeWalt has angles here. I'm just going to probably do it maybe about between 15 and 30 degrees somewhere, because I don't want a 45, and I think to me that looks too much. You want to create that live edge look, but you don't want to look like it's manufactured, right? You want to make it look like it's just natural. So even though I drew a line, I'll kind of show you in a second. I drew a line on the 2x8, kind of just freehand. I'm not going to follow it. I just want to go just kind of natural, right? Try to make it as natural as possible. So I'm going to put that bevel there, and then once you pick the angle that you want, you would push that to make sure it's tight. So I think that's kind of where I want it. And then you just push this until it's tight back. And you don't really need to remove the plate. The reason I did is because I wanted to clean out inside. So see, there's this black plate here that just snaps on and off. So I'll put the jigsaw back on, and then we'll make a cut. But I'll show you kind of what it looks like, just kind of a freehand kind of thing. So hopefully you can see that line. I did it a couple times, but just kind of freehand. So just I did a couple lines there because I thought it was I was cutting too much off, like over here. I thought it was too far away from the board, that I didn't want to make it too wavy too, right? So you want to make it wavy, but not too wavy, because that's what I mean. If to me, if it's too wavy, it doesn't look as natural. So now I got my jigsaw ready to go. Might just do a quick test piece, just make sure everything's good, because I don't need it to be acting up on this piece, and then I wasted this piece, and then I gotta use my other 4-foot piece. So I'm gonna do a test piece to make sure it's all set, and then I'm gonna cut it. Now, I guess, kind of little tip, a battery jig goes real slow. Even a fully charged battery, it bogs down when it's on that angle. So if you have a plug-in jig, probably work much better. Let me try to get lower so you can see the angle of the cut. Okay, so let me see if can I get it, the angle, so you can kind of see. So I didn't follow the line at all. I just kind of did it freehand, but you can kind of see. And now it's more natural. Now we can sand it. And then when you sand underneath here, you don't have to be perfect on that too. You can kind of groove it in if you want to, just to kind of make sure it looks more natural. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some measurements, because I'm going to use these carriage bolts. But if you can see, some of these carriage bolts are going to be as long as this board. So I want to make sure I don't want to go through. I want to look at my drill bit and see how far I can go with this, and then I'm going to cut the carriage bolt with my grinder off at the size I need. So it's all sanded now, as you can see. I'm gonna bang it up to make it look like it's distressed a little bit, because it doesn't need to be perfect. But the live edge looks good. I even sand both sides because the height of the shelf. I'm going to measure out where the studs are in the wall, because I don't want to make sure that I drill the holes for my carriage bolts in the same spot where I need to attach it to the wall. Okay, so now I'm going to do some measurements in the wall and figure out where it's going to go. So I don't mark up the wall. What I did is just put some painter's tape up. As you can see, this line here is where the top of the shelf's going to be. And then I just marked some marks where the studs are. And then I'll go about 3/4 of an inch down from this line. So it's in the center of the stud and the 2x4 or the 2x8. And then I will just drill a kind of like a pilot hole. The good thing about being a 4-foot board is that I'll be able to connect it to the wall in 3 places. So now I got that, I can go and get my drill, do a pre-drill, and then we can get that all ready to go. Other than that, now I have to drill the holes in the 2x8s for the carriage bolts. I've marked out approximately where the studs are will line up. That way, when I do my bolts, I don't get them in the way. I'll make sure I miss them by a few inches. That way, it's not anywhere close to an issue, just in case that, I'm off by a half inch or even an inch. So there's no reason I need to be too close to them, as there's lots of wood to drill into. I'm gonna end up cutting 1.5 inches off of this now, and that will be my wall piece, right? And then wondering if I should stain it first. Nah, I guess it doesn't matter if I stain it first, because I'm gonna end up, once I cut it, I'm gonna end up having probably sand it if there's any chips or anything anyways, and then restaining it. So I'll cut it first. So let me cut this and then we'll come back. I've cut them, and then you can see the 3 holes. You just have to make sure that you know exactly what the top and what the bottom is, and that the holes will line up. So here's an update. So I have a couple coats of poly on here. Stain's all done. Looks nice. I do have this piece here ready to go. Found the screws a little bit more than 2.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to countersink the head in there about 1/2 inch. So I'll use this bit because that's about 1/2 inch, that head. I do have some line here where kind of like a T there. That's where, like this one here, I didn't get exactly. I was kind of eyeballing on the wall and then there. So measure them out, make sure they're 16 inch on center. So I'm going to pre-drill into here, and then I'll get it on the wall, get it level, and then put the drill bit into the wall so I can get that precise, right, with the hole that's here. So let me drill these and then we'll move forward. All right, so I put that 1.5 inch piece in. As you can see, I got screw there, and screw there. And it's nice and level. So now I can cut my carriage bolts, and then what I'll do is I'll put some glue on the carriage bolts and put them in there, and then put some glue in the bigger piece there, because I'm going to cut the carriage bolts to 4 inches. Even though it's probably about 4 1/4 the hole, I'd rather leave a little bit. So then I'll pound them in here first until it gets to the wall, and then I'll kind of push it onto the larger piece. So let me cut those bolts and then we'll finish up the video. Okay, I've got the bolts all in there, kind of glued in. So now I threw some glue in the rest of it. As you can see, this is what it's trying to match, the bar there. And I'm just going to slide it on, and this should be it. And there you have it. It's on there, and got some weight. I'm pushing down on it pretty good. So if you have any questions, leave in the comment section below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell to be notified when I post another video, and we'll talk to you later.